Actually, 4 years ago, when there was the last Innovation Days, I got the chance to meet Mr. Oesan from Horizon. And I think I can say without saying too much that we have become friends, right? Yeah. What I had really liked when I have got the chances to sit down with you is the exchange of cultural ideas, right?
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It's always fun to talk with you and having some good time together.
Yeah. And if you remember, I remember particularly we were sitting in a kind of a very Japanese style sushi restaurant in Hamburg. Yeah. And I found it interesting because we were talking about, okay, what works in Japan, what works in Europe. And again, we talked about that this exchange of coming from different places in the world is just building on something strong. The reason why I'm saying this is just because we also spoke about that in the 4 years since we met first time here at Hunkeler, a lot of things has happened, right?
Yes, many things has been changed, and the pandemic, war, and the more digitalization, and everything is changed. And it's still going to change.
And I was just thinking, can you even imagine what will happen in 4 years' time from now?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm expecting to have this innovation in 2 years period. Yes. So
amazing, right?
amazing. Yes.
Before we're going to talk a little bit about automation and Horizon and products, also you lived in Europe when we met the last time. Now you moved back to Japan. How is it to move back?
To move back to Japan is very nice because I'm living together with a family and I enjoy with a family, because I was alone in 3.5 years in Germany. But at the same time, I miss some part of the Germany because I live in Hamburg, and Hamburg is a beautiful city. So.
And you like bicycling in Hamburg, right?
Yes, yeah. Yes. Sometimes I think about I did a bicycling in Hamburg, in harbor. The harbor is very nice in Hamburg.
Being stationed in Europe for 3, 4, 5 years, whatever length you have, not you, but in general, what kind of knowledge does that bring back to Horizon from an R&D and market perspective?
I could see the customer more in the, how should I say, in a deep understanding.
Okay, so you learned more about the European customers than you could from Japan, of course.
Yes, that's right. So when I was stationed in Japan, yes, I did travel very often, but in one trip, to visit customer, number of the customer to visit is limited. Yeah. But in Germany, you can go, of course, in Germany or France or Netherlands or UK very quickly. Maybe sometimes in one day I go and back. So it's a lot of opportunity to see the real customer, and I strongly believe to see the facility of the customer and to understand what their job is and to understand what their future is. I think this is very important, and I did get a lot of information during my stay in Germany.
And I was thinking, because talking about the automation, one thing is it's difficult to get labor, but another thing is also that the salaries are very high in Europe. So with the automation, you both eliminate part of the that you cannot get employees, but you also keep prices down on the production. Do you think there is a higher demand for automation in Europe than in Japan and America, for example?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And this is not very much changed from Japan to Europe to America. As you said, labor cost and the labor availability, and especially skilled operator, this is very difficult and becoming more difficult. Yeah. And also, okay, they want to hire a labor, they need to hire labor, but they need the requirement for the machine is very easy to operate. So we are always talking about automation and user-friendly. The last one is the connectivity. That also makes the automation more efficient. So that is very important for us.
And the last time I met you, that was at the INKISH in Tokyo. And I mean, when you saw your, first of all, you had like the biggest booth, but you were collaborating with a lot of print OEMs, and you saw AGVs and robots everywhere, right? So you basically had this smart factory, and you showed how it can make your printing company more efficient, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, our product is very much automated. This is something we have been doing for maybe over 10 years.
Okay.
So we dedicated for automation of the machine. This is the first step, and not finish and not enough, because machine is automated, but the product output from the machine manually process. No, that is not the
end goal.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So the many customers say, oh, the product is output, but how to handle without a human being? So the robot is one way, AGV is another way for automated the whole process. It's not only binding, it's the whole process until deliver or until reach to the customer. That is very important for automation.
Yeah, and that was exactly what you showed at INKISH. And I mean, as you say, maybe even though it was only the first step, it still impresses a lot of people. I just spoke to a printing company, also a Horizon customer just before, and he said to me, I asked him, it's his first time here at Innovation Days, and I asked him, so how has it been for you? And he said, yeah, we have the printing machines, but the real development is on this side, right?
Yes. Many customers have a very much automated pre-press.
Yeah.
Order taking.
Through many years, actually.
Yes,
yeah.
printing.
Yeah.
This is very much automated.
Yeah.
Very nice. Still, maybe something to improve, but more opportunity is finishing.
Yeah.
Because finishing, we have to fold and cut or bind or stitch, or whatever, die cutting. So those different process, how to automate everything in a good way, this is quite difficult, but we are taking the step for the automation of the finishing process.
And then I only have one question left. Printing or finishing first?
Finishing first. But you have to add one sentence. Our motto is change the focus. Think finishing first.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.